Hello, everyone, and welcome to the program Business Point on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi, and good morning to you all. On today's edition of the program, we will be looking at cryptocurrency and the new tax laws in view, which the Federal Inland Revenue Service have said. Looking forward to September, there will be a reform of the tax laws, and then the inclusion of tax laws for cryptocurrencies in Nigeria, industry in Nigeria. So that and more is what we'll be extraying on today's edition of the program. But before we dive in deep into this conversation, let's go on a very, very quick business report. We're giving you a very quick business report, and when we come back, Business Point continues.
Hello and welcome to Business Report. The Nigerian official foreign exchange market experienced a marked decline in turnover during the first 2 weeks of August, coinciding with the recent retail Dutch auction conducted by the Central Bank of Nigeria. Data obtained from the FMDQ by the research arm reveals a significant reduction of $409.16 million, with total turnover falling to $1.5 billion between August 5 and 16, 2024, compared to $1.91 billion recorded between July 22 and August 2, 2024. Despite this overall downturn, a weekly analysis indicates a 15% increase in turnover between the first and second week of August, rising from $698.01 million to $804.74 million in the period under review. Between the first 2 weeks of August and the last 2 weeks of July, the naira crashed by 5% against the dollar. The local currency moved from 1,500 naira to a dollar on July 22, 2024, to 1,579 naira to a dollar on the official market on August 16, 2024. During this period, the most significant depreciation was observed on July 23, when the naira fell by 3.13% to 1,548 naira to a dollar. This trend continues, albeit with smaller percentage drops, leading up to July 26, when the rate reached 1,609 to a dollar. The highest exchange rate within the period is recorded on August 2 at 1,617 naira to a dollar. Nigerians struggle with the estimated billing as meter price nears 250,000 naira 4 months ago. Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission introduced a promising policy to deregulate both meter price and providers, embracing a willing buyer, willing seller system aimed at opening up the market. This move was intended to empower customers, allowing them to obtain meters from any approved vendors without relying on the discos. While this policy appears commendable on paper, it has brought new challenges. The most pressing of these is the increase in meter pricing, exacerbated by the prevailing economic condition and rising inflation. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, the number of customers on estimated billing has surged by 5.83 million in the fourth quarter of 2023 to 6.43 million in the first quarter of 2024, marking a significant 10% rise. The Nigerian government is engaging the World Bank for a $500 million loan to support its recently approved Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative. This financial commitment, as detailed in the World Bank appraisal document, is part of a broader effort to address the critical health challenges facing the nation. According to the document, the $500 million will be provided under the Nigerian Primary Healthcare Provision Strengthening Program. The estimated approval date for the $500 million loan from the World Bank is September 26, 2024. According to the World Bank Program Information Document, Update on August 16, 2024. The loan is a key component of the Nigerian Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative, which is aimed to enhance the utilization of quality essential health service and strengthening the resilience of the Nigerian health system. The HSRII, launched in December 2023, is designed to improve health outcomes and unlock Nigerian economic potential by drastically reducing preventable death through targeted investments in the primary health care. The initiative also seeks to fortify communities-based service delivery and enhance the capacity of the primary healthcare facility. Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
Thank you so much for that business update report, Kike Lomo Okere. Now let's get deep into the conversation. But before then, let me bring you up to speed with what just happened, occurred during the workshop that occurred in Lagos with the FRS. The executive chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Dr. Zach Adedeji, announced that the federal government is set to introduce new tax laws by September, which will include regulation for cryptocurrency industry in Nigeria. At the 2024 stakeholders engagements with the Senate and House of Reps Representative Committee on Finance in Lagos, Dr. Adedeji highlighted the absence of the current legal frameworks governing cryptocurrency in Nigeria, calling for the urgent need for regularization. For regulations rather. Nigeria's cryptocurrency industry is estimated to be worth up to $400 million and one of the highest in Africa. Around 33% of the country's population holds one form of cryptocurrency. According to a report, Nigeria's crypto transactions volume experienced a 9% year-over-year growth, reaching $56.7 billion between July 2022 and June 2023. He also noted that the forthcoming tax laws aim to overhaul the nation's revenue administration, harmonizing and simplifying the existing tax laws and enhancing services to support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's economic plan for Nigeria. These are one of the angles of what was spoken about during the conference, and a whole of these statistics were actually brought to light, and then, that's the main reason why these tax laws will be implemented. So what do Nigerians now need to know? What educational awareness do they need to have, or initiatives that need to be put in place for them to be able to participate? That's for those into the crypto business and those that are planning to get into it. So what awareness do they need to have? There have been series of awareness, to inform public about crypto regulations. Now, the Central Bank of Nigeria have had public awareness campaign. CBN conducts seminars and workshops and social media campaigns to educate the public on crypto regulations. So these tax laws now are not totally out in the public space, but there are some certain things that Nigerians need to know, because most of the times cryptocurrency has been tagged as a means of terror financing, and also a lot of awareness and needs to be done, and then a lot of workshops need to be put in place to be able to give Nigerians updates and make them have background knowledge of what this currency is, and it's not something totally bad for terrorism financing. So SEC and Security and Exchange Commission Investors Education provides guidelines, newsletters, and workshops to educate investors on crypto regulations. Now, the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission, which were the front runners of those that made cryptocurrency to be banned a few years ago in Nigeria before it came back into light again. But now the FRSC are making sure that it's being taxed. They are being taxed, and then you can't just run a business in a country and not pay tax that is required. So all of those things now are things that will be put in place. Security measures obviously will be put in place, and a whole lot of regulations will be put in place. Policies, initiatives will be created and be put in place for Nigerians to be aware, and for anyone planning to get into cryptocurrency wouldn't get into it for the wrong reasons. Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, anti-money laundering awareness, conducting training and awareness programs on regulations in the crypto space. So like I rightly mentioned, a lot of persons have it in the back of their mind that crypto is only used for anti-money laundering and terrorism financing. But now all of that is about to change because workshops and trainings are being put in place by the CBN to create more awareness for Nigerians to be able to get into this act. There's just so much more that the Ministry of Finance and the FRSC and coupled with CBN are doing to be able to see that all of this tax is being brought to light, and again, it benefits the country, seeming it has to be in line with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's regulations plan. So we'll be looking at crypto industry stakeholders, events, industry players, organized conference meetings and webinars to educate public on regulations, online resource, so for those that wouldn't have a lot of time to maybe attend these workshops and all, you can simply just get to the CBN's website and then get whatever information you want to need. You can either go to the CBN website or you go to SEC, that's Security Exchange Commission website, or you go to the NFIUS website to get all those information, or better still, you could go to the Crypto Nigerian link, Blockchain Nigeria. All of those informations are there, what you need to know about crypto and its legality in Nigeria. So there are also several means of, educating Nigerians, and then collaboration between the Central Bank of Nigeria and SEC, joint initiative, industry association like AJ Blockchain Association of Nigeria. So all of these institutions now come together so as to see to the betterment of Nigerian economy, and as well as educating the masses on what cryptocurrency really, really is, and it's not just for terrorism financing. We'll be going on a quick break, and then when we return back, we'll be looking at several other angles of this in terms of raising initiatives and then raising awareness, as well as the challenges that it can face before this hits the market. Please do stay with us. We'll be right back.
But by your name, you say global. So global is a big coverage. So you are taking a big name, but you are starting from from the scratch. So that big name, by the grace of Almighty Allah, you achieve that. You will appreciate your activities, your reportage, and everything you are doing. Do it with the fear of Almighty God. Step by step, you'll be growing very, very globally. Get your things right and then report rightly. And then inshallah, sky will be your limit.
Yes, many thanks for staying with us, and welcome back if you just joined us from around the world. My name is Samuel Odi. So now, lots of questions have been risen by different Nigerians and concerned citizens. There's some questions like Nigerians' regulatory framework for decentralized finance and non-fungible tokens. How all of these are evolving. So we just have series of lots of answers. There's more basically different angles to all of this. But the CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria, stance cautionary emphasize that the risks and lack of regulation. So a need to have all of this. You need to, there's obviously risks, and then the risk is basically you getting your finances into it, and then the lack of regulation. But now, regulatory aspect of it is coming on board, so which would also give Nigerians a little bit of security when it comes to times in making investments. Okay, SEC now also have their own stance. The platform may be considered security exchange requiring registration. So all of these things now, you need to register. They will have a proper background so as to make sure that illegalities are not being condoned or any form of criminality is not happening on those angles. That is the main reason why this regulatory system is coming on board. Regulatory uncertainty, lack of clear guidelines for decentralized finance operations. So a lot of transactions has been happening. You can't tie what to what. So, with all of these regulatory system bodies coming on board, we'll be able to track everything that goes on within the shores of Nigeria when it has to deal with crypto. Sandbox approach, CBN and SEC exploring the sandbox environment for decentralized financing innovation, anti-money laundering, and combating financing of terrorism concerns. All of these angles will be looked into, and the regulatory silence of specific guidelines or regulations addressing NFTs. So SEC participates in NFTs might be considered securities depending on the characteristics. So, and then intellectual property, that is IP law application, NFT as digital assets protected by IP laws. So we have IP laws, which has to deal with intellectual property to make sure that, okay, if I have this account and I'm about to make this transaction in the digital space, then there should be a backing and then a track record of how all of this transaction history, basically, of all of these transactions. So all of these intellectual properties that must be protected by the IP law. So these are what the FRSC and SEC, CBN, and then the anti-money laundering scheme, all of these laws are being put in place. And then with the whole information that they can gather with all of these happenings, they would be able to set out a very good tax laws which would help secure and then tax laws and regulations that would help secure the Nigerian cryptocurrency industry. So taxation, NFC transactions subject to capital gain tax and value added tax, that's VAT. So you always have to pay for VAT now when you're trading. It's no longer business as usual. Market growth, NFT adopting increasing driving demand for regulatory clarity. So now you'll be wondering what challenges would these laws now pose? Now, balancing innovation and investor protection. Yes, that's going to be one of the challenges, like balancing innovation. Now, the market is growing, and then how well can the investors now be protected when it comes to, all of these? Because all of those angles need to be looked into, because it's not going to be fair for someone to invest an XYZ set of amount of money, and then you don't have consumer protection, back in Europe. So that's also a challenge that we're hoping the FRC and then the regulating bodies would put in place. Then adapting traditional regulations to decentralized models. So ensuring anti-money laundering and compliances, and then providing. So all of these angles now are just going to be looked into. So we are hoping to see that with all of these, there would be a whole lot of increments and the laws will be put in place. So that's it on the angle of cryptocurrency tax in view. So we are hoping to see a recent change, and then when that happens, hopefully in the coming weeks, we would be able to bring you updates to what it is, and then we'll have an extensive conversation on that. So moving on, we are going to still talking crypto. As of yesterday, Bitcoin was about 58,000, and now, like we said, always bring you update about the projection and the forecast for Bitcoin for the year 2024. It is said to hit up to $100,000 by the close of business this year, 2024. So, and it was also projected to get up to 65 to $70,000 US before the close of business this week. So as of today, Bitcoin is being sold at $60,870 US against 58,000 naira from the previous day. So this is how well this coin is doing. And again, it's actually going to be giving Nigerians more room, because obviously almost every youth in Nigeria is either having one coin or the other, or planning to acquire a coin. So it's actually good that this regulation is going to be put in place, and then the tax laws as well is going to be put in place to be able to regulate everything that happens within the shores of Nigeria. My name is Samuel Odi, and this is how much time will permit us to take on today's edition of Business Points. I will see you tomorrow with another business update. I am Samuel Odi. Bye for now.